Good morning.
Yeah. Is that promising?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I think that'll be
I just
fabulous.
Get the, I'm able, I can pull the trigger, so
Mm-hmm.
to speak.
All right. Uh-huh.
There was a part where any work. Oh, she's, I talked to you. And the teacher noted. The guy. What do you think about it? It was beautiful. It was called Sunset Park. So it was a view. So I didn't want to go inside. Yeah. It was the one time to go to Monday. One Monday. Because I remember when so I would have liked to look at those. I'll stretch it. Yeah. So I had a professional. She's not available. I saw your work this morning. Yeah. I'm getting my questions.
Oh, yeah,
No.
yeah, well, you know, how good you've got.
This morning was nice.
Yeah, this is
Friday.
very, very chill.
Right, that's her more. She's like.
Yeah, I didn't do it, I went to the Lanai in 2 years.
They usually walk out, he's like.
Hi, Deb.
Let's just do it Nick test.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, follow Nick. Just do it Nick test.
I'm just trying to get this body, I'm just trying to get this body to move today. Some days it's like, I feel like I'm so damn stiff, you know?
I know.
Yes, yes, so, I went to bed feeling great. What the hell happened?
Oh, yesterday's activity.
Maybe,
Tightened up today.
it's all that football I was watching, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but this is.
Oh, that
Oh, I see the focus. Yeah. Right. Oh, good radio right now. Yeah. Oh, good radio right now. Right in the present. Right in the present. So Steve, you took Sue's class. Sue, she notices.
She goes, yes.
See her on Tuesday. Probably everybody wants to start standing. Wow.
It's like in unison. Hi, Catherine. I know. And even Deb and Catherine are standing in their homes. It's so funny. Everyone's standing here. So I'm wondering if that's the message that we should start standing. We can. We can. All right, let me go ahead and mute you all. What am I doing here? Spotlight.
She's good. She's good. It's very gentle.
They can't hear us, but it wants to say your hands. If we're really loud.
It did.
Yeah. All right. All right, well, let's start standing. I like standing. All right. So find Tadasana. Have your feet about hip distance apart. Have your toes facing forward so that your toes are in the same line as your knees. So not, if you look down, if you naturally turn your feet out, that could represent tight hips. Did you know that? Fascinating. Anatomy is fascinating. So really take a moment and mindfully have your toes extending straight out. And then stand with your arms a little bit away from your body and face the palms toward the front of the room. Feel a lengthening down your tailbone, almost like you're tucking it a little bit, turning your pubic bone forward. And now rock from the balls of your feet back to your heels, slowly, mindfully. Spread your toes. Couple more times where you're feeling all four corners of your feet. And then find stillness. Relax your shoulders, relax your eyes. Let the tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. Find spaciousness in your mouth. Begin to be aware of your breath, your inhales and your exhales. Do a body scan, starting with your feet. Are you clenching your toes? Do you feel like your feet are grounding? And then moving up the legs. Any tightness in your calves and your thighs. Maybe relax your kneecaps. Allow the energy to keep moving up. Feel it move up the spine. Again, check in with the shoulders. See if you can soften them a little bit more. And then maybe feeling the energy go up the neck, the cervical spine, the back of the head, and have it wrap around the top of the head and soften the forehead. Soften the jaw. Maybe if you need to open the mouth a couple times, make circles, whatever you need to do to release the jaw. Full breath. Follow your inhale and exhale it out. This time, making the exhale longer than the inhale. So inhale and exhale. And then bring your hands to heart center in prayer. Draw from these sensations that you're feeling just in those 2 to 3 minutes of drawing your attention to your breath, to your body. With no judgment, just see how the mind feels now. How the body feels, any areas of tension that may have softened. And set your intention maybe on your breath for today's class. And also letting go of any expectations. So non-attachment, not attaching any expectations to your practice this morning. And then perhaps dedicate your practice, sending the energy out to a loved one or to all beings everywhere. Let's open with the sound of Om. So take a clearing breath, first inhale and exhale it all the way out. Inhale. Om. And then flicker the eyes open and just take a few moments to shake out one leg, shake out the other leg. Yep, maybe rock from side to side or shake out the arms. Lift them up overhead. So thought we'd work on a little balance today. So first helping our bodies balance, finding equanimity also helps to balance the mind, the thoughts in the mind. So if you, we're gonna take tree pose, not really warmed up. So to see how the body feels doing tree without a whole half a practice to lead into it. So if you, most everyone here is standing off their mat. So if you've got hardwood, if you've got a harder surface, or you're welcome to use the support of a wall, starting with the right leg. So begin to ground down through the left. Turn your right knee out. Start here with drawing the heel of the right foot toward the inside of the left foot. Bring your hands to heart center, and you're welcome to stay here, or maybe play with lifting that foot to the inside of your calf. If you're feeling really energetic this morning and want to try and go for bringing it to the inside thigh, just never against the knee. You want to protect the knee. And then focus on finding a drishti in front of you. Focus on your breath. If you come out, if you fall out, just come back in. And if you want to play with growing the branches of your tree, and also thinking about opening that right hip. Lengthening down the tailbone, breathing into the belly. Hands through heart center, release that leg and just shake the hips from side to side a little bit. And then come to Tadasana, close your eyes and just center yourself again. Think about if random thoughts were coming into your mind while you were trying to balance. See where the areas are that you can settle to help you with the balance. And then open the eyes and turn that left knee out, starting with it against the right leg. Hands come to heart center, finding that point in front of you that's not moving. And then play with where that left foot feels good. Rooting down through that standing leg. Maybe growing the branches of your tree. Little shifts in your attention. If your attention goes to that foot, that standing foot, taking your mind up everywhere else, maybe that'll help. And then shaking it out, rock from side to side. And then everyone can come back to the tops of their mats. Tadasana, and then bring the arms in front of you, palms facing each other. Wrap Right elbow on top of left, reach for your shoulder blades. Drop your chin toward your chest. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Open across the shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale. Maybe reaching for your shoulder blades a little bit more. Inhale and exhale, release, flip the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Slowly come into a forward fold. Option to bend the knees. Place hands on a block. But let the head hang low. Feel that release in the neck muscles. Soften the knees to allow the hips to lift a little higher. And then bend the knees a lot. Roll up to standing. Inhale, arms overhead. Hands to heart center. Extend them out again and take the left elbow over the right. Reach for the shoulder blades. Tuck your chin to your chest. 3 full breaths. Again, feeling that opening across the shoulder blades. One more full breath. Inhale. And exhale, open the arms up wide, take them up overhead. Grab right hand around the left wrist. Pull that left arm gently up toward the sky, lengthening that left side. Pressing into the right foot, helping to lengthen that left side. One more full inhale. Exhale through center, release, and wrap the left hand around the right wrist. Same thing to the other side. Reach those right fingers. Have that left hand help pull that right arm. Press into the left foot as you lengthen and open that right side. One more full inhale. And exhale through center, release, hinge at the hips, come into your forward fold. Again, softening the knees a little bit, allowing the head to drop and hang. Maybe shake the head yes and no this time, helping to release that tension in the neck. And then bend the knees again a lot. Roll the spine up to standing. Take the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Just take a full inhale and exhale. So we're gonna do pranayama standing right now. Take one hand to the belly and one hand to your heart space. So doing a 3-part yogi breath, you'll inhale a third of the way where you feel the breath, the belly press against the low hand, a third of the way to the rib cage, and then a third up to the collarbone. You can close the eyes or keep them open. Take a full inhale and exhale. Relax the shoulders. And then inhale a third of the way, a third, and the final third. Exhale, third, a third, and a third. Inhale, a third, and a third. Exhale, third, a third, and a third. Inhale, a third, and a third. Exhale, a third, and a third. Inhale, a third, and a third. Exhale, exhale, a third, and a third. Relax the arms alongside. Close your eyes. One of the tenets of yoga is non-attachment. Helps to find that ultimate goal in yoga. To calm the fluctuations of the mind. So even if you have only a couple minutes for yoga, a simple pranayama exercise like that can be your yoga for a day. All right, flicker the eyes open and then come down to hands and knees to tabletop. Let's move through our cat and cows. So find your alignment. Stack your shoulders in line with your elbows and wrists. Spread the fingers. The middle finger pointing up toward the top of the mat. Draw the belly in. Find that engagement. Find a flat back, a neutral spine. On an inhale, tilt the tailbone up as you open across the chest, lifting the crown of the head. Keep that belly engaged. Exhale into cat, rounding the spine, tucking chin to chest. Inhale, tilting the tailbone up, lifting the crown of the head, opening across the heart. On your exhale, tuck the tailbone, pulling that pubic bone in and rounding the spine. Move with your breath. Do 3 more rounds at your own pace. Really feeling like this is helping to wake up the spine, to give it a massage, to stimulate the nerve endings coming off the spine, making space. 1 more round. And once you have finished your last cat, come to a neutral spine. And again, drawing from the theme of balance. So draw the belly in, extend the right leg and bring it up hip height. Turn the toes to face the mat. Push through the right heel. And now inhale the left arm up by the ear and balance. If you feel your back arching, see if you can, nice adjustments. So by pressing through the heel and turning the toes to the mat helps to keep that right hip level. Joyce, drop the right hip just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. It looks down just a little bit. So yeah, it's a nice long line and then up the neck. 1 more full breath. And then exhale, lower both hands and knees, and then take the knees wide, toes touch, come back to child's pose. Lowering the forehead to the mat, maybe that space between the eyebrows, the contact that you're making, maybe just rock a little bit from side to side. That's our third eye space, responsible for intuition. Connect with your breath here in child's pose. Inhale back to tabletop. So balancing on the other side, find tabletop first, then engage the belly, draw the belly in. Extend that left leg so that you're lifting it hip height. Turn the toes to face the mat and press through that left heel. Feel that extension. Inhale, right arm up by the ear. Gaze is looking straight down at your mat so that you can feel the lengthening from your spine out through the crown of your head. And then drawing that left hip down, keeping it level. and pressing through that left heel, reaching through the right fingertips. Hand is turned toward the palm is facing the TV. So breathing into the belly. Use the muscles in your belly to help you find that stability. And then exhale, lower down. This time puppy pose. So walk the hands out. Take the arms wider than the shoulders so the hands are reaching the top corners of your mat. Spread the fingers and then keep the hips in line with the knees as you lower your forehead and your chest down toward the mat. Another option is lifting the gaze up so that your chin is resting on the mat. That does intensify it a little bit though. So opening up our upper thoracic area. Beautiful alignment, everyone. Full inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, lifting up and walking the hands back under your shoulders. Let's do some circles. Rock forward, take the hips around to the left, back by your heels, sorry, over to the right, and then to the left, or whichever way you want to go. Just getting at least 3 circles on each side. And if there's any area that feels especially tight or that needs a little attention, you're welcome to stay there, massaging that out. And when those rounds are complete for you, back to tabletop. Walk the hands a handprint in front of where they were and tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up so your shins are parallel to the mat. And then press the low belly back to the tops of your thighs. Slowly extend the legs. Coming into downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Drop one heel and then the other. Pedal out your downward dog, finding some movement here and feeling that stretch in the back of the legs. Come up on your toes, lifting your heels, lift your hips as high as they can go to the ceiling. And then let your heels drop naturally to the mat. Bending the knees is acceptable in downward dog. We're not looking for the perfect pose. We're looking for what feels good for your body. So if that is bending the knees a little bit, if that is lifting your heels a little, to make it feel good for you. Look between your hands, walk one foot at a time up to the top of your mat, and then inhale to a half lift, coming to a flat back. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and draw the shoulder blades toward each other and down the back. Draw the belly in. Inhale the arms up, shoulder height, making a T. Feeling that engagement in the belly a little bit more, and then press into the feet, lift with a flat back. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and exhale, come right back down into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step both feet back to plank pose. Find your plank here, hips low, where you're making a straight line of energy from your heels out through the crown of your head. Feel how strong you are in your arms. Press into the thumbs, the index fingers, the tips of the third, fourth, fifth fingers. Take a full inhale. Exhale, lower your knees. Turn the elbow creases to face the top of your mat. Bend at the elbows and keep them hugged in, lowering chin and chest down, and inhale, slide forward onto the belly. Setting up for cobra, press into the tops of your feet. Gaze is looking at the floor. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other and down the back. Inhale, lift up a little bit, lifting the upper body. And exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under. Push your seat back to your heels, lift the hips, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Breathe in, and breathe out 1. Breathe in, and breathe out 2. Breathe in, and breathe out 3. And breathe in, and breathe out 4. Breathe in, and breathe out 5. Look between your hands. Either lightly hop the feet forward or walk 1 footprint at a time. Inhale to a half lift and exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keeping them there, bend the knees a little bit. So feel that softening. Balance on the left foot, lift the right foot just an inch up off the mat. And switch, lower the right foot, balance. On the right foot, lift the left just an inch. And lower that left, sit back a little bit more. Coming into chair pose, look down, make sure your knees are behind your toes. Inhale, arms up by the ears. Draw the belly in, gaze is looking straight ahead, a little down. You don't want to lift the head too high. So how can you soften this pose? How can you let go of attachment? How can you let go of wondering when we're going to come out of it? Inhale, straighten the legs and reach up, maybe arch back just a little bit, and exhale. Amazing, when you let go, you just of that wondering. All right, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, soften the knees, coming back into chair. This time we're going to add a twist. So keeping the hands at heart center, twist to the right, hook that left elbow to the right knee. Check your knees, make sure they're in line with each other. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. 1 more inhale. Exhale to center, straighten the legs, take the arms overhead, lengthen. Exhale, come into Uttanasana, forward fold, let the head hang. Full inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Soften the knees, bring the hands where the palms face the feet. Sit back. And then bring your hands to heart center, lifting the upper body a little bit, coming into chair, twisting to the left, hooking that right elbow, left knee. Make sure the knees are in line with each other. Pressing palm into palm. Full inhale and exhale. Inhale back to center, straighten the legs, come into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Bring the arms up shoulder height, press into the feet, lift with a flat back, arms overhead, hands to heart center. Keep your hands here, soften your knees a little bit. So next little balance. So lift that right foot, bend that left knee a little bit more, and then mindfully and slowly take that right foot back. Straight back. So you're on your toes, your right heel is lifted. High lunge. Arms come up by the ears. Find your breath here. Inhale And exhale, soften the shoulders. So high lunge, we're working on full extension in this right leg. Your heel is lifted. You can shimmy it back if you want a little wider stance. And now slowly lower that right knee down. Uncurl the toes. Anjaneyasana. Put a little bit deeper bend in that left knee, maybe. Stretching that front right quad. Full inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Tuck the right toes under and lift that right leg, coming into your low lunge. You can modify with blocks. So in fact, I recommend it. Framing your left foot. Having the blocks on the middle height so that your chest is lifted. Press through that right heel and then press into the right hand. Take that left arm up, open up the left chest. Keep your hips still facing the front, twisting from the navel up. One more full inhale. Exhale, left hand down to the block. Hands on the block, step that left foot back, downward facing dog. See how different downward dog feels with the blocks. If you feel greater extension in the spine, if you feel like your hips can lift a little higher to the ceiling. And then if you want to play with jumping forward, it can be fun with the blocks. Look between, have your gaze between the blocks. Your feet will go where your gaze is. There you go. And then just take the blocks off the mat, just so they're a little wider. Inhale, to a half lift. Lift the arms. Inhale, arms overhead. Palms touch, keeping your hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra, soften the knees. Step into that right foot where your left foot lifts up off the mat a little bit, and then mindfully, slowly step that left foot back. High lunge. So on the left toes, left heel lifted. Float the arms up by the ears. So your hips, just like in Warrior One, are squared to the front of the mat, facing forward, opening that left hip flexor and that left quad muscle. And then we'll slowly lower that left knee down, uncurl the toe, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, and then exhale, hands down to the mat, framing that right foot with your blocks, and then tuck the left toes under to come into your low lunge. Feel the opening in your heart space, full extension in the left, and now pressing into the left hand, take that right arm up, opening that right chest. Full inhales and exhales, remembering to breathe. And exhale that right hand down, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. If you want to come off the blocks, have the hands down on the mat, and then maybe practicing your jump without the blocks, or option to keep the blocks there. Bend the knees and hop forward lightly. Inhale to a half lift and exhale, fold. Let the head hang here. Hold opposite elbows and just hang like a rag doll. Let it release. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in And breathing out. Release your bind and put a good bend in your knees and roll up to standing. Find Tadasana and time to play with tree again. So if you want to come off your mat, find a spot on the wood floor and then find your footing. So really grounding down through all four corners of your feet, starting with the right knee, turning it out. Bring the hands to heart center. And then maybe play around with placement. So you want to match what you do on one side to the other. So maybe if you want to try bringing it to the inside thigh, you don't have to stay there the whole time, maybe just for one breath and then move it down. And then when you're ready, growing the branches of your tree. Think of your favorite fall colored tree. Tree sway. So movement is perfectly acceptable. Really root down through that left foot. Draw all your attention to that left foot. See if that helps. And then bringing that knee to center, hug it in a little bit. Rotate your ankle a few times, one direction and the other direction. And release down. And just shake it out. Let that side go. Shake your hips from side to side. All right, other side, turning that left knee out and matching whatever you did on the other side. So if you brought it up to the inside thigh, even just for a breath, go ahead and do that on this side. And play. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So keep playing just for another few moments. When you're done hugging that left knee into the chest, rotate the ankle a few times, one direction and the other. And then coming to Tadasana, come back to your mat and close your eyes and just take yourself back to your first tree today versus this one. And just acknowledge if anything was different. What was different? Maybe nothing was different, and that's okay. And be okay with that. Just like our practice, our yoga in general, it's a practice, it's a journey. And open the eyes. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees. Take the right leg all the way back for low lunge and then drop that right heel down. Look down. Left heel and right heel should be in a straight line. Grab your block, have your block on the outside of that left foot. Bend the left knee, take the right arm up. Press into that right foot as you lift the left elbow, left forearm to your left knee, extended side angle. Right toes are turning in at about 45-degree angle. Try not to dump all your weight in that left shoulder. In fact, lift that left arm, extend it like you're extending an apple out to a friend in front of you. And now lift up, spiral the arms, shoulder height, warrior two. Straighten that left knee. Shift the right hip, reach as far forward as you can with the left hand. That block is already there for you outside the left foot, come into triangle pose. Right arm extending straight up. Both legs straight. Knees are a little soft. You don't want to lock them out, but you're looking for full extension in the legs. So opening the hips to the side, reaching through the right fingertips, and then inhale, lift up, standing. Bend this left knee, warrior two. Spiral the hands down, pivot on that back foot, and then step that right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and take the left foot back. Drop that left heel, look down, make sure straight line, heel to heel. Take the right hand, right block outside the right foot. Begin to take that left arm up, opening the hips to the side. Nice. Use that block to help with stability. And now lift up a little bit more. Take the right forearm and right elbow on top of the right thigh. Take the left arm a little closer to your ear. So drop that left heel down, so warrior two, and then bring it here. There you go. Bring this left arm up. There it is. Okay, and now lift up. So you're going to bend this. And then this. Yeah, it's an inside angle. And then inhale, lift up to warrior two. So warrior two, straighten this right knee, shift the left hip up and back a little bit and reach as far as you can, and then find that block outside the right foot. Take the left arm straight up. So legs are straight here, full extension, finding triangle. So Catherine, at home, see if you could straighten that right leg a little bit more. Yeah. So we're finding triangle pose. And then right hand comes down to the block. Left arm reaches straight up. Beautiful. All right, inhale to lift up, bend that right knee back to warrior two. Spiral the hands down, pivot that back foot to face forward, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Come down to your knees, take your knees as wide as your mat, bring your toes to touch, bring your seat back, rest in child's pose. Beautiful, full inhales and exhales. One monk says to his master, "Oh, master, is it proper for a monk to use email?" The master replies, "Sure, as long as there are no attachments." So practicing non-attachment in yoga. Non-attachment being one of the yamas, being an observance that helps to regulate our behavior in relationship to others. It literally means non-grasping or non-possessiveness, not accumulating or accepting objects that are unnecessary in daily life, and letting go of unwanted possessions, only taking what we need, keeping only what serves us in the moment, and to let go when the time is right. So let out a big sigh on your exhale, letting something go. And then inhale, back to tabletop. Find your way back to downward dog, hands a handprint in front, tuck the toes under, lifting the hips and pressing the belly back so you can feel that full extension in the arms, in the spine. And then look between your hands, walk your feet to the top of your mat and inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. So I think there's enough room for everyone to find a space on against the wall. So Joyce and Steve, if you bring your mat, slide them against the, or yeah, against the, yeah. And then Nick, one more person can go here. To have the mat long, and then you can go right there with the wall. And Sue, yeah, Roselli can go here next to Nick, and then I just think you might hit there. So, and then bring the long edge of your mat against the wall. And then at home, I hope that you guys you have a wall that you can go against. So wanting the long edge of your mat, and then bring your blocks, or at least one block. So we're gonna practice just for a few moments doing half moon pose. So we just open the hips to the side. So half moon pose is a side hip opener. So with your block, so come to, so you guys are facing right, okay. So right side, warrior 2 feet. So have your right toes facing the top of your mat, have your left toes turning in, and then place your block at the highest height, just in front and to the right of that right foot. Bring your arms up shoulder height so you're flushed against the wall. So use the wall, lean against the wall. Bend that right knee, so warrior 2 against the wall. Start reaching down and rest your hand on that right block, and then start stepping that left foot in. Keep your back against the wall, straighten that right leg, and lift the left. There you go. So left arm. Straight up. Use the wall, really lean against the wall. Beautiful. See if you can, yep. If you can use the wall to rest your hip. Beautiful, so woo. So ideally, see Sue's foot, rest it on that rail, yeah. And then turn the toes so you're flexing. Beautiful. Thanks, Steve. So that foot's a little too far out that way. So you want it to, it doesn't feel good. When you've had enough of that side, come out of it. And then that's it. And then
It is a hip opener.
It is.
It is a hip opener.
I know the wall is.
And rest it against the wall. Turning the palm. Yeah. There you go. What you can practice then is just like trying that takeoff, like this. Just lifting and then bring it back down. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Okay. Other side. All right, good. How are you doing at home? Oh, good, Deb. Nice. Okay, other side.
Oh, never mind.
So now turn, yeah, there you go, Steve. No, yeah, so now you're turning the left toes. Yeah, left toes. So left side, and then right toes in a little bit. Then the left knee, place that block. So it's away from the foot a little bit, like a full arm's length. And then like you're taking off. So pushing out of that right foot, straightening the left, Lifting the right arm up, flexing that right foot. Joyce, try and lift that right leg up, but yeah. Yep. And the gaze can either be looking down at the block, straight ahead, or maybe at that top arm. Oh, beautiful. So that block has an opportunity to come out a little bit. Because when we're in the full pose, freestanding, see how far I'm reaching forward. So opening that left hip, so horizontal. See if you can rotate that. No. Gotcha. But it was great. And then that arm, yeah, okay. Yep, so straight line. Steve, lift that arm just a little bit more. Yeah, not the leg. Yeah, you were freestanding. Beautiful. So really strong in that standing leg, and when you've had enough, come on out of it. And then bring your, actually keep your mats there, but turn it so the short end of the mat is facing the wall. I was, I know, crazy dream.
Did you see these at the movies?
You know what it is? I've been having a little trouble sleeping lately, and I slept through the night for the first time in a while, so. All right, so with our short end of the mat, we're gonna come into legs up the wall. So find where you bring your hips as close to the wall as you can, and then lean back, swing your legs. Have your sit bones come as close to that baseboard as you can get them. Deb and Catherine, you good at home? Yeah, there you go. So bring your sit bones all the way. Yeah, so try and
I like this one.
So this will be a really good release for our hips. Satish, see if you can bring your sit bones closer. If you can, ideally you want your sit bones against the baseboard. Nick, you're half on your mat and half off. Are you good like that? Move to,
You know, you're right, I just realized it.
move to your left a little. There you go, Deb, good. And then Catherine, yeah. There, nice. All right, so we are gonna be finishing our practice here against the wall, starting with legs up. Bring the arms away from your body a little bit, about not quite shoulder height, halfway between shoulder height and your body. And turn your palms to face up. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale it out. So all that work that we did for opening the hips. Let the shoulders round and melt down into the mat. Legs up the wall in Sanskrit is Vipariti Karani. Calming down the nervous system, allowing our parasympathetic system to relax in this pose. Translated, it truly means the act of inverting. Viparita means inverted or reversed. Karani means doing or making. When we reverse, we allow the circulation to flow in the opposite way. Picturing maybe an hourglass and the sand is in your feet. Moving down the legs. The knees are the skinny part of the hourglass, and the sand is depositing down through your hips into your sit bones. Slowly bend your knees, drawing your knees toward your chest, putting the soles of the feet against the wall. And then butterfly your knees out wide, bringing the soles of the feet together. Using your hands, maybe against the inside of your knees or your thighs. And bringing your knees back together. And then doing a twist here. So walk your feet down to the left. Letting your knees drop, yep. And using the wall as leverage for your twist. Yeah, doesn't that feel good? Take the right arm out, extend it out from the shoulder. So the knees are dropping all the way down, Deb. So walk your feet, yeah, there you go. So revolved abdomen twist, having the feet, Roselle, use the feet against the baseboard, that might be more comfortable. Gaze looking straight up or out over the right arm, whatever's comfortable for your neck. And then walking the feet back through center and over to the right side. Twisting to the right, extending the left arm out, shoulder height. Right arm can extend as well, or the right hand can rest on the knee, whatever's comfortable for you. Full inhale and exhale, letting go. Walking the feet back up to center and then coming onto your back. So I like to inchworm, pressing the feet against the wall and then inchworming my back all the way to the length of the mat, or you can roll to one side and then find your way onto your back with your feet facing the wall. Extending both legs out and taking them apart, finding Shavasana. Arms are alongside the body, away from the body a little bit, so the shoulders can roll onto the mat. So often we worry if we'll be successful enough, good enough, when we put our hearts on the line to show the world what we're made of, that we forget why we started in the first place. Letting go of what might come of our efforts. Beethoven couldn't be sure of what would come of his work. Many were considered unworthy of recognition when they first showed the world their creations. But when they let go of the need to be praised, when they let go of feeling as though their happiness was determined by what other people thought, and they just worked for the love of it, they allowed their passions to come alive. Practicing for the love of practicing with no attachment. So as you move deeper into your Shavasana, maybe inhale silently the word let. Exhale, go. Start to deepen your breath. Invite small movements back in, wiggling your fingers and your toes. We can do hard things. You all worked really hard today. You should feel very proud of yourselves. Circling your wrists and your ankles, bringing more awareness back in. Inhale, arms overhead. Take a nice long stretch. Draw the knees into the chest, roll onto the right side. Take a full inhale and exhale there, awakening further. And when you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seat, crossing the legs. Keeping the eyes closed or at a soft gaze. Finding a tall spine, bringing your hands to heart center, bowing the head slightly. Thanking yourself for coming onto your mat this morning. We all embrace the effort in today's class outside, off of our mats. I think you all are going to have an awesome day with such awakening. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you all for trusting me and following this little adventure we took today. Deb and Catherine, thank you.
Thank you.
It was good.
Yeah, it's fun to do. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's amazing how poses
I know.
accessible with props
Good to see you again.
that you never think you could do. I mean, just think if you were to practice, you know, against the wall, like every day, and then all of a sudden, like kind of like, I don't know, think of another activity in your life where then you just take that step, you're like off the wall. Yeah, exactly. Riding a bike without training wheels. Yeah. Ladies, thank you.
Thank
you.
Good. You
Good. Have a great day.
too.
Bye. All right.